What's happening, everybody? It's Spark and welcome to today's episode of Breaking Point. We are now at chapter 7 after the eventful coming together between ourselves and Casper Akkerman, and now we have lost our place in the World Championship, and now we're rebranded as Aston Martin. It's a new season, new start, but now we're playing this season from Casper Akkerman's point of view. So if you're unaware what happened to me on my last playthrough, I would definitely go and check out that video. And if you're a fan of the series, then do hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell icon as well to be notified of all upcoming videos. And now it's the 2021 season in this alternate reality, and we are now at the Australian Grand Prix, where we haven't quite seen the track changes yet. Then again, the Grand Prix is not even happening this year because coronavirus is still a little bit mad in Australia at this time. So obviously best wishes to everybody there, and best wishes to the Aston Martin team.
Here we are then, another season of Formula One racing is upon us. Some teams confident following pre-season, whilst others still looking for answers. Let's see what the future holds for them as qualifying gets underway here in Melbourne. So, Aiden Jackson in ninth, but Aston Martin still hopeful the youngster can secure a decent position. Let's see how he gets on here. Teammate Casper Akkerman didn't make it through to Q3, narrowly missing out by just
13 milliseconds. You did all you could. If I went out second today, I would have those 13 milliseconds back, no problem. Why do they keep sending me out first?
11th isn't the end of the world, Casper. You'll make those places back.
Yeah, for sure. But I shouldn't have to.
Already the inter-team politics have started. The why do I go out first argument, and that we always see in qualifying, but unfortunately Mr. Akkerman here has paid the price, and he's 13 milliseconds is nothing, so no wonder he's pissed off. But it is getting more and more the team is favouring Aiden, the young rookie coming in, so no different to what we've seen in actual Formula 1. I still need to know what's going on until we take a call from Zoe.
Zoe, hey.
Morning, Daddy.
Lily, you know it's not morning where Daddy is, right?
Mummy says you're on the other side of the world.
That's right. Daddy is in Australia. I'm upside down.
Then why don't the cars fall off?
Mommy can explain that. Can I speak to her?
Don't fall off, Daddy.
I won't, Lily. Promise.
Hey, qualifying not so good, huh?
They sent me out first.
Again?
Yeah.
Well, some of your best races were coming from midfield.
Yeah?
Yeah. Besides, I thought you loved a challenge. Lils, off the table. Now. It's breakfast time. I should go.
Sure.
You'll be great. You always are. Love ya.
Love you too.
It's quite nice now that we're seeing. Well, obviously we got Casper's family, and it was Lily answering the phone. So why don't cars fall upside down? The answer why the cars aren't falling off is because they're not being driven by Pastor Maldonado, a relic from Formula One's long past, who was considered before Mojave Raghunathan as the all-time GOAT of the motor racing world. Now we're seeing on the news reports there that Uralkali has just come about, which means that Nikita Mazepin ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So it's like we're going to have to still part with him spinning around. Or if you do want to see somebody spinning, you might as well tune into some of my league races that are starting up again on Twitch. I do need to let you guys know about that, because with Breaking Point still going on in my team, and league racing officially starting back on Sunday night. So it's the first race in Bahrain, which I'll be leaving a link to my Twitch account on the bio. If you want to join me for the race on Sunday, it's 7:30 till about 9:30 British time. I'll do my best to answer all the sort of calls I get from people or messages, but with league races starting, we'll just get the live races on Twitch, and then what I'll be doing is making like a quick sort of like highlights reel of my time from quali through to the race, with some outside perspectives as well, like onboard cams, I think, with the people on the league there as well, just so we can give it a bit more of a cinematic perspective, where it's very much like my old videos when I first started my YouTube channel. So a bit more of those to come about. So that'll be it for the sort of like inter-video sort of promotion. Onto the race now for the first Australian Grand Prix in 2021, and hopefully a redemption day for Casper Akkerman.
Something's not right.
Understood, Casper. We're on it.
It's the gearbox. I've lost the gear.
Push on, Casper. We're assessing. Just push on best you can.
I'll try.
And of course there's a reliability problem. I mean, it just goes from bad to worse, I think, for Mr. Akkerman. We get shafted first off in qualifying, and now, of all things, the blooming gearbox decides it wants to not have 7th gear in it anymore. So what that means now, I'm eventually had to short shift through 7. What I'm going to do, I have to run the revs, I think, quite high for 6th gear, just so I can at least...
Remember that you have a lot of torque in these power units, so you should be able to stay in higher gears for a lot of the lap.
Yeah, so essentially counteract the engine braking problems we're going to have.
We're trailing our teammate by 4.7 seconds.
Yeah, I think our teammate's the least of our problems, Chef. We may hate his guts, but that's the least of our problems now. We've got to make the most of a poor gearbox. As you saw there, I had to go way past the purple revs just to make sure that we at least, like I said, counter some of the engine braking problems we're going to face. We're sitting behind now the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly, which is, I think... Yeah, that's right, we're in 11th place. He's now in 10th, so possibility here. We could even salvage a point. If we're careful, if we're good under braking in the corners, I don't want to jinx it, but we could potentially snatch a position away from Pierre Gasly, who, without a doubt, ever since he's gone back to AlphaTauri, a man who's just been on fire. It's been a weird old season. I think everyone was expecting something amazing. 5 laps of fuel. We go down to the inside. And who says you can't overtake in Australia? We just overtook on Australia. Bearing in mind, we don't even have all of our gears. So well done to us. Well done to us. And now we're coming up behind the GOAT, Fernando Alonso. 2-time world champion. And really been hitting his strides in the real life Formula 1 season. And knowing him, he's not going to give it up without a fight. We got
1.8 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not entirely bothered about Jackson here, Jeff. I know the narrative wants us to be, but I think it's a bit far-fetched if we could actually catch Aiden Jackson. He's same car, no gears missing rather. He should be pulling away from us really. And Fernando Alonso is coming up there. That's the problem. Like, we have to short shift up, because if we stay in 6th, then I think that will just slow us down even more. So we have to go up really high. I'll probably even use some overtake as well to try and compensate, which isn't ideal. But mind you, I still got to get my braking sorted out like I have. I feel like generally throughout the last few weeks or so, I have been transitioning a lot better. Well, the transition rather has been going a lot better going onto wheel, and I actually had a really good race in my team race coming up next. We done the 4 race in Azerbaijan, and we had a really good race there. So absolutely get onto that video when it comes out later this week. I'm hoping to release this obviously on the Tuesday when this is done. I'm recording this voiceover rather on the Monday. As we come up to Fernando Alonso, the overtake is on, but we're not in the DRS zone at the moment, so I'm not quite sure where we're going to be able to pass him on the first sector of the lap. We're more than likely going to have to wait until the start of the third sector.
Fuel remaining.
Yeah, don't care about fuel, Jeff. I think we're fine the way we are. Yeah, so I think at that point it's almost like a double DRS point. There's no two detection, and a little bit of a tank slapper there. But thankfully we don't lose too much behind the Alpine of Alonso, who... The Alpine is actually the team we're going to be racing with in my league racing series, so... Like I said in this video, make sure you follow me on Twitch to be able to see, to follow me for those live races. And follow APS Racing as well, which is the league I race in. They're a real fun bunch of guys, and it's a very fun league where you don't have to be the best person around. It's more about just turning up, having a fun race, and just having a good time, which is all it should be really, because I'm not an esports driver. But we're on the back of Alonso's tail though. Even with a gear missing, we've got DRS overtake on. Are we going to attempt to move down the inside? We are, but Alonso covers us off. He's covered off the inside. We were a bit too far back realistically, so we just got to stay with him and stay patient coming up to the end of the lap. And that's, yeah, right behind there, Alonso. Not too bad for a guy with only 7 gears out of the 8. We're right behind him there. We're down, coming up down to the inside. Alonso moves out the track to defend, almost pinning up us against the wall. But we've got the move done way before going into the first corner. And who do we have here? Right in front of us is our arch enemy, Aiden Jackson, in a car that was just in a car that's got 1 more gear than me, basically. So how I'm being able to catch up to him? I mean, Jackson who? Where's this brilliant rookie flair throughout the last season? The old man is about to do you, mate. It's lap 14 now. Instead of lap 14 at the end of this, so lap 15 will be the last one coming up. Can we catch Aiden Jackson now and hopefully avoid a collision this time? Because last time that happened, it didn't really go well. It put us both out of the race, and it ended whatever chance we had of some decent point, and P4 in the championship for that matter. It may be the start of the season, but we can't start it on start as you mean to go on. So in other words, don't bang wheels with each other. Don't even touch each other. If you're going to pass, make sure it's clean. I know you two have a bit. Well, I know we have a bit of a grudge match with Aiden Jackson. But it is the start of the last lap now. We are in DRS range of our teammate. We may be a little bit far back to fully get the move done. And we're a gear down. But we got overtaken. DRS up now. We're coming down to the inside. Can we do it? We brake very early there. We take the inside line. And we have passed our teammate Aiden Jackson. Absolutely creamed him with 1 less gear. Aiden Jackson, who are you, mate? Bit passionate there, I know. I mean, you got to root for the old guy. Like, if any of the Formula 1 rivalries that we've seen in the past, with the old guy basically gets shafted for the young guy, I find myself rooting for the old guy by the most of the time. I don't know if you guys remembered Mark Webber's rivalry with Sebastian Vettel from all the way to about 2013. Then we had the Multi 21 incident where Webber was pretty much, you know, team orders favoured him, but Sebastian passed him to win, and there was very little consequence from the team's perspective. So I think at that point, that's probably where Mark Webber decided he was going to retire, which hopefully I can't say the same thing for Casper Akkerman. But who knows how long this story mode is going to go on for, and how long we actually, or how long the season's go on to. It's got to end in 2021, because I don't think Cody's would have designed the cars for 2022 yet. I mean, I'm not quite sure on what I think of the 2022 cars. They're a bit, they do look a little bit alien now. But nevertheless, we've gone across the line, and we have got ourselves P8. We've beaten our teammate with 1 less gear.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. Well, what's happened there to Casper Akkerman? Still managed to finish, but that's got to be frustrating, Ant.
Yeah, looks like maybe it was a gearbox fault, which is always a blow for the driver. Akkerman won't be happy, but I'd say he's done very well in the circumstances.
Well, this isn't the start he would have wanted after last season. Let's hope things pick up for him. Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Max Verstappen on top. So once again, the game imitating life with Lewis Hamilton not actually on the podium. So is it confirmed? Max Verstappen world champion. Who knows what's going to happen in this series?
Bad luck out there today. Let's talk about it.
So, not a great race out there for you today, Casper. Can you talk us through what happened?
Yeah, I've basically been shafted here, guys. I don't know what the team's quite playing at here. I mean, nah, let's keep it diplomatic here.
Well, it was clearly an issue with the gearbox. Not a great place to be as a driver, but we'll work on it, I'm sure.
Well, despite obvious vehicle difficulty, you still managed to finish. How hard is it to bring it over the line when facing such issues?
Even on hard difficulty, it doesn't look like it was too bad. So even with lovely gear, I managed to kick my teammate's ass. So can't really know what else to say.
Well, this is where experience comes in. You just have to switch off. Be mindful, but try and ignore what is going on around you. To concentrate only on the problem at hand, and hope for the best.
While it's an unfortunate start to this season, last season was muddied by a tense relationship with your teammate. How are things now with you and Aiden?
Absolutely peachy, to be fair. I'm not holding a grudge against him because apparently he's the young one taking over my status in the team.
That was last season. It's no secret that Aiden and I had a few run-ins. But that's the risk when you put two drivers together for the first time. I don't like to look back, only forward. I'm sure he's learned a lot, and we'll see what happens this season.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Already the press are sniping and biting at the prospect of another coming together for myself and Aiden Jackson. Now, I swear, I keep having to remember I'm doing this from Casper's perspective, but then I get back into his restaurant and think, okay, there's the coffee, there's the overalls, the helmets over there. It's a whole sort of different layer, all these little nuances to show you that you're in Casper's shoes now. But yeah, let's see how much the press is talking about us here, what Trackside's saying. And straight away, there we have Devon Butler already stirring the pot, as he's always done before. I mean, to be fair, as much as I hate that little I think he's got a point on this one. We kind of screwed ourselves over in a way. But I love to rant about Devon whenever he's talking smack against us already, so I can't wait to kick that little ass. I mean, I really can't. In fact, I'll find it more satisfying than beating Aiden Jackson, if I'm honest, and he's the one that we really have a grudge against. I mean, mind you, we could beat him with one less gear in our car, so maybe, hey, look what's happening there. So now looking onto the emails, I know with the sort of questions like we got, if we're talking about the relationship with our teammate, they tend to give the kind of acknowledgement sort of thanking us for being diplomatic, and they're trying to reassure me that, yeah, it's fine, we know what it is at the debrief, and I think even Brian's just getting on the bandwagon as well on that front. Oh, and okay, that's interesting. We're also good friends with Lucas Weber, who we kind of wish he was around in the story mode, but unfortunately it just seems he just wasn't good enough to make the cut. So there we go. I think that we should end this episode there. So if you did like the episode, then please smash that like button and do leave a comment down below. And if you're a fan of the series, then do hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell icon to be notified of future videos when they come out. As like I said earlier in my video, I'll leave a link to my Twitch channel for the Sunday night's league race. So please go and follow me on Twitch if you want to see some pretty fun Formula 1 2021 gameplay. So thank you guys very much for watching. I've been Spark, you guys have been Brill, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.